What is going on, YouTube? It's your boy Sigma here, bringing you another gameplay commentary for the Wii U on Black Ops 2. And today I am bringing you part 2 of my "Which game is the best kinda dig it" series. In the last episode, we talked about Call of 4. That was about it. Talked about good old Call of 4, and to recap, I gave it a 9 overall out of 10. So yeah, whatever. Yeah. So a little bit about this gameplay in the background. Like I said in my previous video, it wasn't one of those high-scoring ones, but it is a 44 and 5 pistol-only gameplay. Granted, my score streaks do get me some kills. I don't know which is displayed. It probably is something like I'll get like 30 of the kills with the score streak, some ridiculous thing like that. I mean, I do have to earn them with the gun itself, but nonetheless, I just used my TAC 45 only because I was trying to. This is old as dirt, but. Nonetheless, I thought it was entertaining. I thought it goes well. If we have to do a part 3, I don't know what. Maybe I'll use like an awesome gameplay for the finale if there is a part 3, or if there's a part 4. Oh my gosh! But nonetheless, there'll be annotations on the screen to get to the next and the previous part. And we'll just continue where we are. So now we're on to COD 5. What a war for some of you guys. Look at that nice quad. I think that COD 4 is pretty amazing. All right. Here we go with COD What a War. And a lot of you that play with me know that I really do like Treyarch. So yeah, I thought What a War was an amazing game as well. Map shenanigans. Oh yeah, I probably should recap for you guys in case you guys are special, or I don't know. But maybe I'll put an annotation, or not annotation, but like a description below about the categories. Categories again to reiterate are map, design, weapon balance, and enjoyability. And so we'll start off with map. Map quality. Map quality on World of War, I think, is 9 out of 10. I think they did another really good job, keeping it simple, keeping the maps nice and clean, keeping them nice and fun. Most of you guys, if you guys have played Dome, you guys know Dome was a really, really fun game, or fun map to play in World of War. It was nice and small. Spawns are pretty easy to figure out, and it wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's Dome, what a boat to skip. Once again, like COD 4, it has maps that you aren't eager to skip. There's occasional one like Hanoi. A lot of people like that, but I mean, it was kind of like, blah, blah, blah. Or was it Macon? It was Macon. Hanoi is Black Ops 1. Whatever. Nonetheless, both those maps, blah, 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 blah. But nonetheless, for the most part, the maps were fun to play. Asylum was fun. Wow, can't even remember the rest of them. And the weird thing is, like the Wii version, it had a few less maps, you could say, than the console versions. And so basically my primary bias is for the console Wii version. I did play the PlayStation version. I'd probably dock 1 point in each category for PlayStation, just for some reason. The games play differently, even though like the same game with the same weapons. It's weird how they play differently. But nonetheless, let's move on to weapon balance. Weapon balance, y'all are gonna hate me for this one. Y'all absolutely gonna hate me for this one, because you're gonna be like, what? What? But I'm gonna explain, so don't cry. Okay, please don't cry. I'm gonna give it a 9. 9 out of 10. And you guys are about to be like, MP40 with Sharpie! Yeah, the MP40 was pretty OP, wasn't it? But it was really the only gun that was OP, There wasn't, like, you could still use a Tommy gun and still match up against somebody using an MP40, but yes, the MP40 was OP, and so maybe I'm being generous giving it a 9 out of 10, but it was really the only gun, unless you guys can tell me, oh no, there was this gun that was OP. I don't know, the machine guns, they weren't really that bad. The other SMGs really weren't that bad. PPSH was fun as hell. You could just, like, it was like a pea shooter that shot instantly, like, spray for days. But that was awesome. The ARs, I guess you guys could say they were kind of weak because they were all semis except for the STG. But you know what? Hey, they were overall balanced game. And lastly, let's talk about snipers. Snipers were so not OP. Okay, you die. It's once again, it's like COD 4. You die by a sniper, you're not gonna cry about it. You're not gonna be like, oh, I died from a sniper. You barrel stuffed me. What the f? That stuff can still happen. People do get lucky, but it's not as bad as the later games where it's just like really quick scopes. Really, like the scopes was just so perfect in World at War and COD 4 that it just like snipers didn't annoy you. And the shotguns, let's get to that. The shotguns were absolutely pointless to use in this game. They're absolutely pointless. But, nonetheless, overall, the weapons, you could use any gun, once again, and really have fun with it. There was that standout MP40, but that was really the only one. The SMGs, arguably, are OP because of their full auto, and everything else. Well, all the ARs are semis, except for one. Blah 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 blah. But overall, I think the weapon balance in this game was pretty amazing. Wasn't over the top. It wasn't crazy. Lastly, enjoyability. Once again, 10 out of 10. This game was my most played Call of Duty outside of Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, which is my most played Call of Duty. Um, but overall, it was just so fun. It was once again one of those games you go on and it doesn't really make you rage. Even with the lag shooting on the Wii version, it still was fun to play. It was an enjoyable game to play, even with all the stupid glitches. It was still fun to play. You got on it, you could have a blast. You wouldn't really care. There was nothing really to make you frustrated out the ass. You could, if somebody was gonna use an MP40, you just play yours out and be like, yeah, I'm better. Bam, done. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this game is so awful. Why did they make it? Some people think that, but me, no. I think it's one of the best games, and overall, give it a 9.3 out of 10. And the way I did the overall scores is I simply averaged out all three of the meta scores for each category that I made. So it's if you guys want to check my math, you can. Don't worry, I know how to average three numbers, guys. Don't worry. But overall, 9.3 out of 10. I think that's worthy of a score. I think that really shows and gives off what a really good game this was. A lot of people hate on World of War. They think it's bad. Think it's overly hacked. Now it is overly hacked on console, on PlayStation especially. It's unplayable. But back in the day, it was very fun to play. In fact, I would still play it today if I could, but it's hacked so bad that I want to cry in a corner. Enough about that game. Let's move on to the one that makes me cringe. Some of you guys are going to be like, what the hell, Sigma? You're making fun of my favorite game in this series. And I'm about to shoot you. I'm going to take my hand through this computer screen. I'm going to slap you, okay? I'm going to give you a backhand and be like, dude, snap out of it. You're crazy, all right? You're delirious. You need some help. Because this next game is by far one of the worst Call of Duties ever made. That will go on record. And all you guys that bitch about it saying it's good, why? Why? I go on it and I can't stand it for more than 5 minutes. I try to have fun. I watch these pub stars. They're having fun playing it, and they're getting all these idiots they play against. Me, I get all the idiots on my team. And I'm like, what? What is this? This ain't fun. This is awful. But without further ado, here's the game. The game is Modern Warfare 2, guys. Modern Warfare 2. Oh my gosh. This game, it makes me cry. Let's start with maps. Map balance. Map balance, 6 out of 10. The maps are overly cluttered. They're just frustrating to play. And what the hell is with sniper spawn kills, yo? You know what I'm saying? There's like one exception. One exception is probably Afghan. That's a pretty fun map to play. It's not really cluttered. It's pretty fun, enjoyable to play. Air support actually works. But nonetheless, awful. Weapon balance, 8. The weapons are pretty balanced overall, but there are some blatantly awful guns that are just, why did you bother putting them in? Enjoyability, 6. Like I said earlier, I go on it for 5 minutes and I'm already pissed. And it's the first game in the series, in this chronological order I'm doing, that I go on the game and I'm thoroughly pissed off. Snipers, what the hell? Quick scopes for days. Alright, yeah, snipers. Just please stop. I'll continue this in the next episode. I'm gonna cry now because I started talking about this and didn't finish it. Sad face, sad face, sad face. Modern Warfare 2. Blah, bye.